The very idea of race was created and used by racists. Now, later on, of course, more fuel was added to the fire of this, because then ideas like Darwinian evolution, these ideas came along that then people latched onto to say, well, you can clearly see that some groups of people are more evolved than others. Some are more animalistic and others are more evolved and more enlightened. Again, offensive ideas. You have to ask yourself, how many races are there? Have you ever asked yourself that question? How many races are there? You know, there's no consensus on this answer. And the reason there's no consensus is because it's a phony categorization invented by racists to dehumanize and to brutalize indigenous peoples. Because if people will say, well, sure, there's like 3 or 4 main races, right? If you add them up, you say, well, yeah, there's black and white and Asian, and wait, don't forget about Native Americans, and well, there's indigenous Hawaiians and Aborigines in Australia, and then you start looking at different Asian countries, and you're like, well, there's different islands where people have been isolated from each other for long periods of time, and then different parts of Europe are disconnected as well, and like, it gets very problematic. People cannot agree on a number, which is something is scientific fact, and is something that you can say for certain is determined. You would better put a finite number on it. People sometimes look at skull types and say, well, if you look at the different skull types, but there's no agreement on this stuff. There's no agreement on it. It's a phony category made up. The Bible does not want us to think in racial categories.
You know what feels really good? Hitting that beautiful like button. It's just sitting right there, all alone with nothing to do. Help it live to its fullest potential. You know what else feels really good? Embracing that subscribe button. It's like a puppy begging for attention. Just showing it a little bit of love goes a long way. Like and subscribe.